So everything is fine. This is my first live, so I'm very sorry because the settings, I'm not accustomed to this type of settings. Very sorry for that. So today's topic, we are going to learn about Saturn from the very basic and understand what is karma. And in one of my videos, in one of my eclipse video, there was a comment that why do I make things so much complicated? Means I am going to Navamsha sometimes, I am going into Nakshatras. So I thought that why do not I make a video or a live so that the basics could be understood? Because when we are understanding the basics, our basics needs to be strong, and especially for planets like Saturn. You see, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, Mars, and sometimes Moon are the major principal planets that I face during my consultancy. 90% of people are either in Rahu Mahadasha, Saturn Mahadasha, Ketu Mahadasha, and they are so afraid what will happen to me. Today, let us clear some basic concepts of Saturn. So, what is Saturn? People will say Saturn is karma. But Saturn is not karma. Let that be very clear. Saturn is karma phal data. It is PHL, phal data. Means he is the judge that decides the punishment or gift based on our karma. And while describing Saturn, Maharshi Parashara has stated that Saturn is the pain of the Kalpurush Kundli. Like, for example, Mercury is the intelligence, Jupiter is wisdom, Sun is soul, Moon is mind, and Saturn as pain. Now this becomes very important. How can we say that karma phal data, means who decides our karma, also gives us pain? Because if we do good karma, we should receive good rewards from Saturn. So why this pain comes in? This is the first important point that we are going to explain. And then there is a thing which is known as service. Saturn is also service. Saturn is also hard work or effort. And Saturn is Kal himself. Now what is Kal? Kal means time. Kal means time. So if we want to understand Saturn, we have to go through all through these principles over here. That is pain, karma phal data, service, hard work or effort, and kala, that is time. Because it is one of the most important planet. It is one of the most important planet. Because without Saturn, we cannot expect the rewards. Saturn is the only planet that gives reward according to our deed. Now, let's say Saturn this is the first house, and Saturn is positioned over here. I am talking about birth chart, not of any other thing, not D9, no divisional charts, only birth chart. You can write down your questions if you want. as the thing progresses. So if Saturn is in the first house of your chart, it is also known as MKS position of Saturn. Now what is MKS? MKS Maran Karaka Sthana. MKS is Marana Karaka Sthana of Saturn. Maran means it where the significators of Saturn dies. But let me be very honest, we do not have to consider this for today's video, because I have told you I am going to make things simple. And for today's video, let us also do not consider the signs, only the house placements. And then we will be moving about understanding what is karma. So when Saturn is in your first house, you will see 2 to 3 things about yourself. You will find that you either are being very lazy or you are very hardworking. Either you are very lazy or you are very hardworking. Why is that so? Because Saturn is a planet which moves very slowly. Every planet, for example, Moon moves in a sign 2.5 days, and Saturn takes 2.5 years or 30 years to revolve around the sun. So Saturn is basically the slowest moving planet of the Navagrahas, that in the 9 planets that we do in the Vedic astrology. So this will make you slow. This will make you very serious. This position of Saturn is a position where you have to realize your self-worth. Once you understand your self-worth, you are freeing this Saturn. You have to wear, like, you have to just groom yourself very well. You should not procrastinate. You should be very serious on everything that you that you want to do. That seriousness should be there. And you should know, it's not about pride. Don't think about that. Don't think Saturn over here will inflict pride. Saturn is the planet which has no pride. Which has no pride at all. So you have to realize your self-worth. Self-worth is not pride. So once you understand your self-worth, your Saturn will do some interesting things over here. Now before moving on to the next houses, let us clarify something. Let me just wipe off these things so that it will be easier for you. Can anybody tell me which sign Saturn is exalted? Anybody in the comments can tell me which sign Saturn is exalted? So, this is my first stream obviously, so less attendance. So Saturn is a sign of Libra. And Saturn is debilitated in the sign of Aries. Number 1. And who is the Lord of Aries? It's Mars. And which sign Mars is exalted? It's Capricorn. So you see Mars getting exalted in the sign of Saturn. And Saturn is getting debilitated in the sign of Mars. You have to understand this in order to understand Saturn. Why do you think Mars gets exalted in the 10th house of the Kalpurush Kundli? Because what is Mars? Mars is aggression. Mars is that spark, that electricity, that impulsiveness. And what is Saturn? Saturn, as I've told you, is very slow. So, when your Mars, your action, sits in a sign of Saturn which is very slow, that impulsiveness goes away. Because this is the sign of Saturn, where you do what? 10th house is also the house of your karma. So Mars over here will take action only without that impulsiveness. If you are not impulsive, you will have excellent Mars, because Mars is also courage. And when Saturn goes into Aries, think like this way, that now the slow planet has fallen into a sign which is very fast, which wants to do what, like this, chutki mein. So you will find that Saturn over here becomes impulsive, which is not the nature of Saturn. Saturn is very slow. So that is why Saturn is debilitated in Aries. And what is Libra? Libra, you know the sign of Libra. The sign of Libra is that balance that we do. The sign of a balance. So whatever we put in one side, to balance that, we have to put it on the other side. So whatever karma we have to take in, we have to balance out. So this balancing function is done by Saturn. And that is why, in a very layman term, Saturn is exalted in Libra. Now Saturn also, there is a saying that I hope you have all heard, that Saturn delays but never denies. Saturn delays but never denies. Why is that so? Why is that we always say that Saturn gives us very slow things, but it never denies? We have to understand, because the second thing that I have written over there, Saturn also inflicts pain. We have to understand this. When Saturn sits in the second house, Saturn will surely give you wealth. And by wealth, it can be money also. Saturn is surely going to give you wealth. Saturn is surely going to give you a good family. But the pain will arise because of this wealth and family. But the pain will arise because of this wealth and family. Think like this way. Think like a person who has got millions of dollars or crores of rupees in the bank. And after some times, his accounts got freeze. His account got freezed. So, what will happen? The sorrow, the pain that he will receive is because of this wealth only. If somebody has got, say, $1,000 on their account and their account is freezed, will that be a much effect on him? No. So Saturn, wherever Saturn will sit, Saturn will give you that thing, and it will also cause you pain. See, Saturn has never denied it, but Saturn will make you realize how you are inflicting pain from it. For example, if I'm just skipping third house for now, I will be coming back to third house. Suppose somebody Saturn is in their fourth house. Saturn will give the property. Saturn will give them land. Saturn will give them house, Saturn will give them vehicles, but those sorrow will also come from this. The sorrow will also come from the 4th house Saturn. Why? Let us understand. Suppose someone has got 4 properties. He has gone to buy the 5th property. He has gone to buy the 5th property. What will happen? He may face a litigation on the property may be litigated, and he is running to court. So he is receiving pain from that property. Saturn 4th. I will come back to Saturn 4th, but I am now aspecting all the pain aspects of the 12th house. Now Saturn in the 3rd house, what pain can you receive? That pain can come through communication, through short distance travel, through your siblings who are very connected. You may be connected to your siblings, and if your health of siblings goes away, or your siblings are not in a very good condition, that's very painful. So you can understand, Saturn is promising you, wherever Saturn is sitting there, Saturn is promising that he will give you the Karak Tattvas or the significators of those houses. But it also promises pain, because without pain and suffering you cannot grow. In the later half of the video, when we will be talking about the aspects and the karmas, you will be very much clear why this pain is happening and what can you do to suit this pain. Now, an interesting position of Saturn, I am skipping 4th and 5th and 6th house, but let us do 5th and 6th house as of now. Saturn in the 5th house. Now what is 5th house? 5th house is the house of creation, your creativity. Like your children is also your creativity, right? It's your creation. So Saturn in the 5th house will surely give you children. I'm talking about non-afflicted Saturn. I'm not talking about Saturn conjunct with Rahu, Saturn conjunct with Ketu, or Mars, or Sun, or Moon. Just now let us consider pure Saturn. Oh, this is live. Sir, your audio is not clear. Is my audio clear now? Is my audio clear now? Namaste, Abhishek ji. It's live. Can you please tell? Audio is clear but slow. Now it's perfect. Okay. Now is my audio clear? Just for the test purpose. But while in distance, it's not clear. Okay. I'm going to do. This is my phone. That thing is not being charged. So I think if I place over here, the audio will be clear. Okay. I have to just take care of this wire. So Saturn in the 5th house will always promise you children. I will be coming to conjunctions. Let's do step by step. It will always promise you children. It will always promise you creativity. But through these children you will suffer. Through these children of yours you will suffer. How? That we will see. But let us understand the fundamental philosophy. What is 6th house? Rog, Ripu, Rin, Shatru, and your subordinates, your pets. If Saturn is unafflicted and strong in your 6th house, you will have pets. You will have subordinates or servants who are working under you, and you are very much affectionate. And the sorrow will come from this. Your pet dies, and you know what happens when a pet dies. It's very painful. There can be a betrayal from your subordinate, or your subordinate will not act according to your wishes. So you are getting hurt. The interesting position of Saturn is the 7th house. Now this is a very, very interesting position. You know why? Saturn in the 7th house will sometimes slow your marriage. Sometimes it will slow your marriage. And the people who are, their marriage are delayed, they will come to me or they will go to any astrologer and say, why I am not getting married? Why I am not getting married? And I often tell them that you are not ready to get married. But the most important thing, they will get married and then they will come and their question will change. You know what question they will ask? They will tell, sir, that previous life was better. Why I married? My previous life was better. Why I am getting married? You are turning, your voice is not at all audible, just like now. Okay, just I am doing an audio check. Is the audio clear now? So, yeah, maternal uncle, yes. Saturn is also maternal uncle. So you can have sorrow from your maternal uncle also. I'm going to speak louder. Okay, let me speak louder. I think now my voice will be perfect. Audio is perfect, just the sound is low. So, let me talk very loudly. So, this is a very, one of the, because in Kalpurush Kundali this is exalted Saturn. Why it is exalted? Of the drishtis and everything, we will come back to that later. But this is the pain and suffering from your spouse, from your partner. What is 8th house? Now, do you know there are 2 houses that Saturn rules in your horoscope? There are 2 houses. Can you tell which houses are those? Those are natural houses that Saturn rules. Anybody in the comment? 8th and 10th. No. No, not 10th. It's 8th house and 12th house. No, not 10th and 11th. 10th and 11th is the sign. Is the sign. Like Jupiter is the Karaka for your 2nd house, your 5th house. Saturn is the Karaka for your 8th house and your 12th house. 8th house Saturn will obviously, unafflicted Saturn will give you long life. Will give you long life. And after say 70, 80, you will pray to God. Please take me away. All my loved ones are not here. What I am doing? Suffering from the 8th house. Suffering from transformation. And if you ask, this can be avoided? Yes, this can be avoided. We will be talking about that later on. 9th house, Saturn. Saturn in the 9th house will make you very strict. Strict towards your religion. Strict towards your, not spirituality actually, to your beliefs. And you will get hurt when someone just destroy your belief and destroy your religion. Not destroy or harm in religion. This is the 9th house Saturn. It's nothing to do with luck. You know, luck is not luck, it's bhagya. Now, what do we think will happen when Saturn moves to the 10th house? Very interesting position of Saturn. Perhaps one of the most comfortable position of Saturn. Because Saturn over here sits in its own sign in Kalpurush Kundli, that is the Capricorn sign, where he can work. He likes to do work, and this is the house of karma. This is the house of karma. So, how can sorrow comes from karma? I have Saturn 10th but debilitated. Oh, I am going to talk about debilitation also. Debilitation, exaltation, retrograde and combustion. Asta. Coming one by one. Let me just cover this 12 houses in a snapshot. Those things are coming. Entrepreneurship. Not through, particularly through entrepreneurship. How can 10th house make a person suffer? How can 10th house make a person suffer? What it really means, Saturn, Lord of 10th and 11th sign versus Lord of 8th and 12th house. Okay, Saturn in 10th is emotion suppress. Not really. Not really. Emotion comes from moon. When I will be today, if I can cover, I think I will be cover some things which is known as Sade, Sati and Purampu, which is not a Parashari thing. So, Saturn in the 10th house will increase your workload. Saturn loves to work, you have to love to work. Saturn loves to go to work. You have to also do work. You cannot deny your responsibilities. And that can be sometimes heavy. Because there are other planets in the horoscope that might demand something. But Saturn over here will increase the workload to such a height that it might be suffocating for a person. Okay, I'm coming back to why Saturn is given 8th and 12th. I will be coming to that. Very good question. Who has asked it? Priyaji. No, not Priyaji, right? It's Abhishek ji, I think so. Yeah, Abhishek ji. So, what is Saturn in the 11th house? See, Saturn rules two signs, and natural Kalpurusha, it's Capricorn and Aquarius. Though Aquarius is owned by Rahu, but leave Rahu as of now. See, it also rules over your karma as well as the house of gains. So, Saturn sitting in the 11th house, he will always, though delayed, he will always give you what you want. Your labh. That is your gains. But from that gain you will suffer. The suffering will come from its drishti, which is my next topic. The suffering will come from the drishti. So this is the thing about 11th house. Now 12th house Saturn. Now 12th house Saturn is one of the most misunderstood position of Saturn. Because people will say Saturn over here, oh, your life is going to be hell. It is the house of loss. And Saturn as a cold planet, Saturn is a very cold planet, is sitting over here, which is absolutely rubbish. Saturn in 12th house is one of the best thing that you can have in the horoscope. Why? Why? Saturn over here is telling you one thing. Do your karma, achieve moksha. 12th house is the house of moksha, our ultimate aim. So that is why Saturn has given the rule, not the rulership actually, owns the significator of the 12th house. It owns the significator of the 8th house also, because 8th house is the house of transformation. So 12th house, what does it say in the 12th house? Do your work, do your karma, मुक्त हो जाओ, कर्म करके मुक्त हो जाओ. So you have to know, when you have that placement in the 12th house, you have to give away things which you no longer require. Suppose you have a gift from someone which is of no longer use to you, and you know a person who might be benefited from that gift. Say some clothing. So you don't stick on to that clothing. Oh, he has given me, I am going to keep it. No, just donate it. And you will move towards moksha, the liberation. People usually say 12th house Saturn is bad. Yeah, after the definition I have told you, do you think it is bad? Because you know what? When Saturn is in the 12th house, you rarely give things away. You rarely donate things. Start donating those things which you do not require, or somebody is more in need of that thing. You have got money, lots of money, and suppose a person who requires 1,000 rupees, that will solve his problem, and you have got crores of rupees in your bank, lakhs of rupees in your bank. 1,000 rupees will not be of any importance or any loss to you. Donate that amount without expectations. And you will be freed of the 12th house. 12th house will give you something which you have never experienced before. Why you know? Tenth house from the 12th house comes the 9th house. 10th house from 12th house comes the 9th house. What is 9th house? 9th house is your bhagya. The more you give, the more you donate, the more you are improving your luck, your bhagya. So it's a fantastic position. We have to learn letting go when Saturn is in 12. Yes, you have to learn letting go when Saturn is 12. You have to learn. You know, one of the most important thing about Saturn, about how Saturn works, is already stated in Bhagavad Gita. Already stated in Bhagavad Gita. See, astrology is not a very separate thing. It is linked with our Vedas. And those who says that it is not linked with Vedas, I am going to prove to you how we can link Vedas to astrology or Puranas to astrology. You know, Bhagavad Gita, there is a sloka. Karman nevadikaraste mafaleshu kadachana. Have you heard about that? Have anybody heard about that sloka? Before moving that, let me just see your comments on those things. So, you have not heard about that sloka? Karman nevadikaraste mafaleshu kadachana. Okay. That thing is, you are only the owner of your karma. You do not have the right for its result. Result is not within your hand. Only the karma is in your hand. So, when you can do only your karma and not your result, that is the most freest type of Saturn. Saturn wants only this thing. Every house when Saturn is placed, Saturn only tells you to do your karma related to that house without expectation of any result. Because the result is not within your hand. And when you let go of that result, your Saturn will give you tremendous benefit things that you have never ever imagined. Because it is ultimately karma phal data, as we have started in the session. It's the karma phal data. So, I think all the 12 houses have been completed as of now. You have understood the pain related with Saturn. You have understood why Saturn gives you things that you deserve so that he can inflict pain. Now, let us move forward. Which should I move? Should I tell you about karma, or should I tell you about drishti, or should I speak about retrograde? I think retrograde will come a bit later. Retrograde, combust and all those things. Debilitated, exalted. Which point should I pick up next? Uh-oh. Sir, according to which houses are good for Saturn's placement? See, for Saturn placement, there are, according to me, 4 houses actually. Those are, you have heard about that. This is Upachaya houses: 3rd house, 6th house, 10th house, and 11th house. Why? Now the question arises, why? Sir, can you explain why Saturn is given 8th and 12th, which houses are Saturn's good placement? Sir, can you explain why Saturn is given 8th and 12th, which houses are Saturn's good placement? Free will and karma house. I didn't get it. Free will and karma house. What is that free will and karma house? I didn't get that. I didn't get that. 3, 6, 10, 11. Yeah. 3, 6, 10, 11. In 3, 6, 10 and 11, Saturn performs very well. Why? Because these houses improves with time. 3rd house is your house of hard working. And when you really work hard, Saturn always wants you to work hard. So it improves over time. Upachaya houses demands hard work, patience and consistent efforts. Exactly. Exactly. 6th house, service. Service, even though it is service, it is also the house of competition and also seva. Yeah, service is seva, but it is also competition. So that fighting spirit should be needed. And any natural malefic planets like Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, Mars are excellent in these 4 houses. Gives absolutely best result, because softer planets like Venus, Moon, they will have not got this tendency to work hard, to fight. So Shall we move to the next topic? Upachaya houses demands consistent fighting spirit. That's why natural malefic thoughts may come. Yes. Yes, obviously. I've toned down the explanation, but that is the explanation. But then also is that they are hard planets and they can fight. Softer planets cannot fight. Now, let us understand karma. What is karma? Because once you do not understand karma, you cannot move forward. Because Saturn is karma phal data. And if you do not know what is karma, how are you going to judge that what is a good karma, what is a bad karma, what is karma itself, so that you can enjoy its result or Saturn's decision. Saturn doesn't care that whether you know karma or not. Are you getting my point? Saturn doesn't care whether you know karma or not. Saturn will give you the results of your karma. Now, you know what are the three types of karma? Three types of karma. I am not talking about Prarabdha, Sanchita or Agami. I am not talking about that. There are three types of karma that you do. Yes, I have heard. Okay. Why they demand third, seventh? Let's now analyze. After we know karma, we can easily understand the special aspect that is third and 10th. That's why I am going to tell you about the karma. Now, you all know karma is classified by three things. That is Sanchit karma, that is Prarabdha karma, and the thing is Agami karma. These are the three karma divisions, but these are not karma. These are the three karma definitions. What is Sanchit karma? Sanchit karma is a karma that is your total accumulated karma. Like, for example, this is the total amount that you have in your bank right now. That is your net worth. Not your bank, but all your assets combined. That is your Sanchit karma. The amount that is there in your pocket, the amount that is there in your bank, the assets that you have, all total, the net worth is the Sanchit karma. That might be good, might be bad. What is Prarabdha? Prarabdha is the portion of karma that you have bought into this lifetime. For example, everybody here lives in India, any state? Can you tell me which state are you or in which area are you living right now? Prarabdha from previous life, not necessarily previous life. Not necessarily previous life. It is the portion that you take. Let me tell you, suppose you are coming to meet me and I live in Kolkata. So what you will do? Will you take all the money in your bank account, all the assets, and suppose you are living in Delhi and you are coming from Delhi to meet me, will you take all your assets and come to me? Will you take all the assets? No. You will take a certain amount of money to come over here, to meet me. That is your Prarabdha. It is Sanchit karma is your total karma. You are just bringing a portion of the Sanchit karma. That is your Prarabdha karma. And because of this Prarabdha karma, you have got this birth chart, the promise. Fourth house Saturn is giving you property. That property is not because of the good things that you have done this life. It is something that you have done from your previous lives. Maybe 10 lives earlier, maybe 50 lives earlier, maybe in the previous lives also. So, this is the Prarabdha karma that we are bringing in. Suppose you are bringing 50,000 rupees to over Kolkata to meet me. And so these two things are naturally fixed. These are fixed. You cannot change it. You can only add to it. But think like this way. You have come down to meet me. How you are going to spend that 50 rupees is up to you. That is your Agami karma. Or practically, if I say, it's your free will. Whether you will stay in a 7-star hotel of 25,000-30,000 rupees, or whether how you will spend this money, practically, how you are going to spend this Prarabdha is your free will. For example, if in my Prarabdha it is written that touch wood it not happen. Suppose it is written that there will be a minor leg sprain. I will suffer from minor leg sprain. I cannot cut that karma. That is my Prarabdha, I have to go through it. But what I can do right now, when I have that sprain, I can suffer or I can go to doctor and treat it. That going to doctor is my free will. Are you getting my point? Because this is very important. What about the rest karma? What is the rest karma? A B2000. What are the rest karmas that you were talking about? Okay, now moving forward. These are the 3 types of karma. But these are the karmas. Does it state what is karma? These are the 3 karmas, right? These are the 3. These are the money that you have. Does it state that how are you going to accumulate this karma? What is karma? No, these are the 3 types of karma. Or we take the portion of Sanchit we face in other. The other portion of Sanchit we face is other lifetime. Yeah, obviously. That's true. That is why we always say to do good deeds so that you can accumulate good Sanchit karma. But what are good deeds? What our Shastras say. So let us go too deep into what is karma. I think there are very few who discusses about this. Everybody stops with Sanchit, Prarabdha and Agami. And that's it. But let's go a bit deeper into it. Karma is defined in Karma Vivaka Samhita, Shiva Mahapuran also. Have you heard about Shiva Mahapuran? Yeah, I think everybody has. That is defined into 3 things. Kathni, Vichar and Karni. Kathni, Vichar and Karni. These are the definition of karmas. Let us understand that in detail. So I am not going to use word right now, I am going to define it. What is Katni? What is Vichar? What is Karni? Katni is something that we think. It's our thought. Vichar is something that we speak. Karni is the action that we do. So, what we think, what we say, and what we do are all our karmas. So, that is why it is always said that do not think anything negative. Always think positive. I am going to tell you a very fascinating story. When Lord Ram went to marry Sita, Ma Sita, all the frames of, like we say, sakhas, right, of Sita thought by seeing Ram, I also want a husband like this. I also want husband like Ram. You know, that spark of thought created a karma. And when Krishna was born, both are Lord Vishnu's avatars, right? When Lord Krishna was born, he was actually married, not married literally, with how many gopis? Do you know? Can anybody tell? There is a saying in Oh My God, 16 lakh. Oh My God, if you have seen that film, there is a 16 lakhs, right? 16 lakh or 16 hazar, something like that. So, Krishna has to literally save them from a Rakshasa or demon, whatever it is. And he told her, you are under my protection. So, actually on that time that is marrying. 16 hazar, right, not 16 lakh, 16 hazar. So, that spark of thought created karma. There are numerous examples which I am not going to do, because if I am going to do that, that topic will be, it will be a very huge topic. And if someday if I think I am going to talk about Shiva Mahapuran, then I will be covering it. So, that's the thing. What we think, what we say, and what we do. So, here comes one of the best example of my manifestation. The universe is not worried about what you want. Suppose you are wanting money, but in the subconscious mind you are always thinking about bills, about your that you have got no money left. You will have no money left. Your money will reduce. Now, if you start thinking and acting as if you have money, universe will give you money. So, am I making sense? Are you understanding this concept? So, once we have understood this concept, we need to move forward, because from here we can understand Saturn's drishti. From here on out we can understand Saturn's drishti. Let us understand Saturn's drishti. Everybody says wherever Saturn's third aspect falls, oh, sorry, I don't know, I think now it's fine. See, this is also karma. I am talking about karma and the universe is giving me the response, because we are going very deep right now. Everybody says that Saturn's third aspect is the aspect where we have to work hard. But that is only partially true. You have to work hard, that's okay. But it is also the house that contains your free will. If Saturn is in the 10th aspect, is most dangerous aspecting among all planets, yes. I am coming to the 10th aspect. But let us do something which is of free will, right? And then we can move into the dangerous aspect of 10th aspect, which we shouldn't ignore. So third aspect is the aspect where we have free will. Otherwise, we cannot work hard. Think like this way. You are working hard on a project. If you have got no hope on winning that project or doing that project right, will you work hard? Obviously, you will not work hard. So there are things, there are free wills. There are free will. And that free will is actually helping us to progress. For example, let's take Saturn in which house? Let's take Saturn in 8th house. Okay? Let's take Saturn in 8th house. Third aspect of Saturn falls in your 10th house. 1, 2, 3. Always count from the house the Saturn is positioned. So third aspect falls on the 10th house. So you are expected to have hard work in this zone. Means for your karma, for your career, you have to hard work very hard. But there is a free will in this zone. There is a free will in this zone. Why I am telling there is a free will in this zone? First, third, then 7th, then 10th in order. Okay. 7th is always common for everyone. So, okay. Anyways, free will and hard work. Now, what is free will? Free will over here will indicate that you may have got, suppose, 3 projects in your hand. You are given a 4th project. It is upon your free will that whether you will be taking this third project or the 4th project. See, somebody sometimes may not have that luxury to select what he is going to do and what he is not going to do. Like Saturn in the 1st house is aspecting the 3rd house, that is the house of hard work itself. And if a very good planet is aspecting that 3rd house, he will get anything without any much effort. But Saturn will tell you to put that effort. That's the house of your free will, where you have to work hard. Because if you put that free will, if you want to work hard on that house, that significators of the house, that house will start giving you positive results. As simple as that. That house will start giving you positive results. Like for example, Saturn in the 4th house will aspect the 6th house, and if he does seva, if he start performing seva, his 6th house will improve. His enemies will be destroyed, cannot stand in front of him, because he has done work on the 3rd house. That is the hard work and effort. So in this way, we cannot ignore the free will that is given to us by Saturn. Because the 10th aspect, I am coming to the 7th aspect, which is quite common for everyone. But the 10th aspect is, what if Saturn is in 10th? What if Saturn is in 10th house? Excellent thing. If Saturn is in 10th house, the third house will fall to your first house. Groom yourself. Saturn is telling you to be serious, to groom yourself, to comb your hair, to make you look perfect. Have a very serious approach in life. And if you do that, your personality will increase. Your personality will increase. Because the free will stands whether you want to develop yourself or not. It is not the mandatory thing that you are going to do. Now what about 10th aspect? There is a warning that I am going to give you. Do not ever ignore Saturn's 10th aspect. Ever ignore Saturn's 10th aspect. Saturn 10th aspect, will be in the 12th house. Sorry, Saturn's aspect will be in the 12th house. Will be in the 12th house. Sorry, I am giving for the 11th, for the gains. So Saturn 12th house will be in the 12th house. So, whatever work you do, try to donate everything. I am very sorry over there. Just in the flow. So as I am telling, that you cannot ignore Saturn's 10th aspect. Because wherever Saturn 10th aspect is there, that is the house that Saturn will make you suffer if you ignore. Suppose somebody's Saturn is in the 8th house. Where is the 10th house falling? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the 5th house. 5th house is the 10th aspect of the 8th house. So what is happening? Somebody says somebody is in my profession like astrology, and I have got this 8th house Saturn, and or anybody is doing any service work and he has got Saturn in the 8th house, but he is greedy and he is not doing that service very diligently. What do you think will happen? What do you think will happen? Can anybody tell me? Somebody has positioned Saturn in the 8th house. The 10th aspect falls in the 5th house. I have Saturn in the 8th house in D9. No, D9 I am coming later on. D9 is a thing that I am going to come later on. Okay, how it is manifesting in D1 that we can see in D9. But I am going to come D9 much later on. Because let us first understand D1. Okay, so what will happen? Suppose he is not very diligent, he is not giving solutions properly, or he is practicing astrology like me, and he is not very true to the subject or to his clients. Nothing will happen to him. Fifth house is Sade, child, creativity, humiliation. No, he will not face humiliation. Fifth house is also intelligence, yes. It might affect his intelligence. It might affect his child. It might affect his creativity. Suppose when the person's child is born, he will suffer because of this, because of the 10th house. Wherever 10th house aspect is falling, he will suffer from children. And suppose he do not have children, his intelligence will be down, his creativity will be down. He will suffer from love affairs. 5th house is also love affairs. He will suffer due to love affairs also. So, wherever Saturn is placed, be very careful of its 10th aspect. Saturn in the 1st house, 10th aspect in the 10th house. Be very serious. Be very serious in the approach of your life. Do not be lazy. Do not procrastinate, because third house, the third house from here, third aspect is the third house, and third house is the hard work, area of the hard work. So if you put in hard work, you are very serious, well and good. When Saturn time will come, when Saturn's time will come, your karma will be rewarded. But if you are not that, कर्मा ही खत्म हो गया. इफ कर्मा ही खत्म हो गया तो जीने का कोई फायदा नहीं है. Whenever karma is gone, you do not have that willingness to live, because we are here to do some karma. Karma is not your job, like I have stated. Everything that you do is your karma, and that if karma is gone, you are dead. In the second house, let's take Saturn in the 10th house. 10th aspect falls in the 7th house. Exactly. Sir, stomach problems due to 5th house? Sometimes, but I would say stomach problem is overall attached to 5th and 6th houses also. 5th and 6th house also. Not only 5th house. So we cannot clearly define, because until and unless your 6th house is activated, your rogue will not be activated. Yeah, 8th house is there, but 8th house alone will not cause you any harm. It has to be a combination of either 6th, 8th or 12th. Okay. So when Saturn is in the 10th house, you have to be very serious about your work. When it is in the 10th house, you have to have the free will on the 12th house about your dhan. You have to meditate properly. You have to believe in spirituality. And I know that will be very hard. That will be very hard for anyone who has got Saturn in the 10th house. He will not get any time for meditation, spirituality or any those kind of things. But that is where the third aspect lies. And the 10th aspect will lie in the 7th house. And when Saturn time will come, you might suffer because of your spouse. So, can you understand how Saturn is treating us based on your karma? Tell me, my Saturn in the 10th house, aspect 7th house. The result will be same for transit too, for example. No, I am coming to transit. I've got a lot of things today. If you can wait, guys, I am going to do a lot of things, because this is only the drishti that I have done. I will be doing combustion, rasta, I will be doing retrograde, I will be doing exaltation and debilitation. Okay, I will be doing transits. If you guys are with me, then it's okay, I will be doing it. Can you give me 2 minutes? Sir, please set a particular time of live so we won't miss. Okay. You have to then subscribe to my channel. I don't know whether you have subscribed or not. Then I will be giving the live feedback when I am going to be live. I will be telling you that I am going to be live in this time. Preferably I will be live around Wednesday or Thursday 8:30 p.m. so that we can cover. Today I am a bit late because of some consultations and all those things. But let's see. Oh, you have subscribed me. Thank you. Thank you. So, now, what I was talking about, that the 10th house, you will have to find time for your spirituality, for your donations. You have to take a time out. Otherwise, see, the house of free will is a thing that you will be not allowed to do. You will be not allowed to do. Suppose your Saturn is in the second house, and what is fourth house? Fourth house is also the house of your mother, where you live. And for one thing or not, you will find that you are detached with your mother. You are detached with your homeland. You are so busy in accumulating wealth or keeping your family that you have forgot about your homeland. But if you have not done that, so where the 10th aspect lies, it will have their effect during the period of Saturn. And what is the 7th aspect? 7th aspect is the most common aspect for everyone. It is the straight up thing. It is the direct aspect of Saturn which tells you that wherever, for every planet it is true, for every planet it is true, that whenever that aspect of Saturn falls or any planet falls, it will influence that house. It will just influence that house. It is not, it has got nothing to do with hard work. It has got nothing to do with the karmas that you face. It is only about the things that are manifested in the 7th house. Think like this way, that is there any cure of 10th aspect? Cure of 10th aspect. See, that thing will depend on the chart. Whole chart we need to see. But that depends, as I told you, that depends mainly on the karma thing. But yeah, I'm going to give you remedies. Some remedies I'm going to give you which are general that everybody can do. Now, coming back is the 7th house. Think like this way. Every planet's exaltation and debilitation are 7 houses apart. Every planet's exaltation and debilitation are just 7 houses apart. That is opposite. Saturn is debilitated in Aries, exalted in Libra. So if Saturn is positioned in Libra, it is also aspecting Aries. It is also aspecting its exaltation house. So for you take any planet, for example Jupiter. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, debilitated in Capricorn. If Jupiter is in Cancer, it is also aspecting its debilitated house, or vice versa. So 7th house only, 7th drishti only influences that house with the significators of Saturn. Until and unless you have got a retrograde Saturn. When there is a retrograde Saturn, then things becomes a bit different. Should I go with retrograde Saturn now or move to other things that you want? Yes, sir, a little about retrograde. Okay, very good. I'm just going to check my audio and then I'm going to start. Okay, let's do it then. 1/3 chart, I guess, is 1/3 of chart, I guess, is retrograde. Audio is good, sir. Yeah, because I'm carrying my mic. I didn't get that point. 1/3 of chart, I guess, is retrograde. Okay, anyways. In order to understand retrograde, see, everybody will tell that retrograde planet will have some past life karma and all those things. But let's be very serious. Do we know what we were doing in the past life? There are methods of doing by knowing what we did, but do we actually, as a common man, know what we have done in the past life? It's not that. Then let us drop off the discussion of past life and think what will happen in this life. Okay? A very practical approach. First of all, there are two things that you need to remember when it is retrograde. Everybody will tell you when it is retrograde, you have to feel things internally. But the question arises, how do we feel things internally? If Saturn is retrograde, the delay is tremendous. The delay is tremendous. It's so delayed that we are actually suffering. But think like this way. Retrograde Saturn is nothing but Gati. What is Gati? Are also bad. No, retrograde planets are not bad. It can be actually good. Do you know what is Gati? Gati is speed. Gati is speed. So let us practically understand the concept of retrogression. Okay? After this, I think your fear of retrogression will go away. And you will understand for every planet, be it Saturn, be it Jupiter, Mercury, okay, any planet considered except for Sun. Don't consider Sun retrograde. Okay, I have seen somebody have written in my threads account, what if Sun is retrograde? And I have seriously, I am so little knowledge, so I don't know how Sun is going retrograde. Okay, so let us understand this. Every planet has got a motion. Every planet has got a motion. And this is Earth from where we are seeing that planet. There is a point of time, when the motion of the Earth and motion of the planet will be same. Sun never gets retrograde. Exactly. No luminaries gets retrograde. So there is a point of time when a planet will be stationary. Suppose you are driving a car at 100 km per hour. Another car is also driving at a speed of 100 km per hour. So if these two cars are going side by side, there is no relative motion between these two cars. This is known as stationary planet. For every planet, and if your car is going to accelerate beyond 100 kilometers, you will feel that this car is going backward, and this is retrogression. This is retrograde. That is the motion of the planet which feels it is moving backward. So every planet has got a stationary period. That is the period when it is about to go retrograde. About to go retrograde. Means Saturn was recently retrograde. On that day when Saturn became retrograde, there was a certain period of time when Saturn motion to Earth was 0. That motion we have to take care when analyzing the retrograde, but I am not going into the technical aspect of it. So what happens is that you are seeing the planet is going back. And in astrology, a retrograde has something which is known as Cheshta Bal. Can you tell me what is the meaning of Cheshta? What is the meaning of Cheshta? What is the meaning of chesta? It is to try more. Chesta is to try more. So what it is trying? What it is trying? It is trying to improve itself. It is not trying to create suffering for you. It is only trying to improve itself. Okay? How? Let us understand. There are two principles you need to understand from two things. One is from Gemini concept and other is from Nadi concept, because if you understand these two concepts, how it is applied to chart, that I am going to tell you how it is applying for the chart. Oh my God, concurrent viewers 578. How this happened? Saturn in the 9th being 2nd and 3rd lord. Okay. So, Saturn is retrograde in the 1st house. According to Nadi principle, remove this Saturn, this retrograde symbol, and just put Saturn in the 12th house also. Just remove this retrograde symbol and try to see Saturn from the 12th house also. Remember, its drishti, its rashi will not change. So Saturn retrograde on 1st house will also give the result of the 12th house. That's very simple. I think you have all heard about it. So Saturn retrograde on 10th house will also give the result of 9th house. Right? So, Saturn on 10th house retrogression will give result of also the 9th house. So, while considering the aspect considered from the 10th house, Rashi you considered from 10th house, but see, it is also going to give you the effect of the 9th house. Why? Why? Let me tell you a very simple way to make you understand this. Suppose your friend has invited you for dinner, right? You have went to your friend's house, you had dinner, and then you left the house. By the way, when you are coming back from your house to your home, you remembered that, yeah, you have left your maybe wallet or your cell phone in your friend's house. What you will do? What you will do? You will go back to your friend's house to collect that, right? Because that is important to you. You will go back. So that going back, now suppose your wallet is not there. So you are going to call your friend that, see whether I have left your wallet. Friend will say, yeah, you have left your wallet, and you have to tell, oh, give me 5 minutes, I am coming back. So your friend is also awaiting or expecting you to come to his home once more. Is expecting you to come to your house. So you drove back, you collected the phone, and then you returned. So that is retrogression. So you are in the way to go to your friend's house, but your friend will not start to wash the dishes right now or clean, because he will wait for you. He will wait for you. So any retrograde planet will also give the result of the previous house. That is the Nadi principle, and that principle Forget about retrograde, don't have to feel internally, just treat it, it is also giving the result of the previous house. That's it. Drishti from the natal position, aspects from the natal position, effect from both the 10th and the 9th or the previous house, more of the previous house itself. Clear? Concept is clear? So anybody having retrograde planet need not worry. There is another principle also. There is another principle also. Sir, does it apply to Jupiter, Venus? Everyone. Every retrograde planet, not only Saturn, every retrograde planet will give the result of its previous house. Forget about Saturn. This law applies to all. There is also an interesting degree law where you can judge how Saturn will behave. But let me see if I can tell you that. So, there is another interesting principle. What is that? According to some Gemini and partly Vedic concept, not purely a Vedic concept, a planet which is retrograde, a planet which is retrograde, 7th Lord retrograde. So 7th Lord, treat 7th Lord wherever it is positioned will give the result of the previous house. Now, suppose there is a concept, the second concept is, suppose a planet is retrograde, any planet, I am considering Saturn, it will apply to any planet. Saturn is there in the first house and Saturn retrogression, this is not Nadi. Saturn will, that chesta bal, this chesta will always make Saturn to jump to the 7th house from itself. First house retrogression, Saturn will as if behave, it is trying to go to the 7th house and give the results. Saturn in the 10th house will try to go to 4th house and give the results. It will try to give. It will try to give. From here, a very important concept comes up. From here, a very important concept comes up. Can anybody tell me what is that concept? Because I am sure nobody of you guys have heard about this concept before. Have you? Let's make it more interactive. I'm sure nobody has heard. But the most important concept, because Saturn gets exalted in the 7th house, Libra. Yeah, it is also the sign for, if we consider Kalpurush Kundli, then it's okay. Otherwise, it depends on the sign, if we look into Vedic. I guess no. Let us understand this concept and the beauty of this concept, so that the next time you will look into a chart, you will understand how it is working. This is actually a pretty advanced concept. So, bear with me for 5 minutes. Let us take any ascendant. Let us take Gemini ascendant. Okay. Suppose Saturn is retrograde in the 11th house. Saturn is retrograde in the 11th house. And 11th house is the sign of Aries. Saturn, 11th house is the house of Aries, right? So Saturn is debilitated over here. Now what will happen? What will happen in this scenario? This retrograde will possess a chesta bal. This retrogression will possess a chesta bal applied to any planet, and as if Saturn over here being retrograde will try to give result of 5th house, which is its exaltation sign. Which is its exaltation sign. So any planet which is debilitated and retrograde will behave or will try to behave like an exalted planet. Because this is the principle. Any retrograde planet possesses a chesta bal, and that chesta bal will try to give its result to its 7th house, to its opposite house. Suppose any planet, let us consider Mercury is retrograde in the Lagna itself, in Gemini. Never knew this. This is advanced, because I will not gatekeep anything. I will just tell. I am not gatekeeping. You know why? I am going to tell you one thing. My Navamsha course is going to start, and every I have got a Navamsha book also. That is different. Everyone will have Navamsha of say 9 to 8 lectures. My Navamsha will go on 3 months of at least 20 to 22 classes. Everything will be discussed. So, then why says debilitation is bad? Debilitation is not bad. That's the problem. That's the problem. Debilitation is not bad. Manvi, are you clear how? Because this is the principle. If your Mercury is retrograde over here, this retrograde Mercury will possess a chesta bal and try to give the result of as if it is in Sagittarius. As if, so any planet, similarly, any planet, let us take, where is Jupiter right now? Jupiter over here. And somebody has got this retrograde Jupiter. Oh, it's excellent, it's retrograde and exalted. No. Since it is retrograde, this Jupiter will go 7th from here and will behave like debilitation. So any planet which is what? Debilitated but retrograde will behave like exaltation. Any planet. Any planet. Be it Mercury, be it Venus, be it Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, doesn't matter. Rahu Ketu are 99% time retrograde. If you consider true notes, if you consider mean notes, it is always retrograde. So, the concept to how to see retrogression, you don't have to feel internally. If goes exalted to debilitated, then yeah, it is actually bad. An exalted planet, if retrograde, will not produce good result. Sir, what about Digbal? For example, Saturn in Aries retrograde, but is 1st house or 7th house? No. It's chesta. It's just, it's trying, it's not changing its position. There is a difference between trying and changing its position. So, the Digbal and all those things, the Rashis will not change, but it will act as if it is giving result to the 7th house. Directional strength is different, exactly. Directional strength is different. It is not physically changing sign. Like, for example, have you heard about Bhav Chalit? Anybody has heard about Bhav Chalit? No. No, depends on permanent house. Yeah, because the house is not changing. So, as I have told, directional change has got no effect. Yes, yes, sir. So, there is someone who has heard about Bhav Chalit chart. Yes. So, now Bhav Chalit chart, what is Bhav Chalit? It tells the planet which Bhava it's giving the result. Suppose somebody's, say, in this chart only, for example, Jupiter is in the 9th house, but in Bhav Chalit, it has moved to the 10th house. So, consider Jupiter is in Aquarius, Rashi will not change, Nakshatra will not change, but will give the result of the 10th house. Okay. So, this is what is happening, where the planet gives its result without any effort. Not without any effort, that will depend upon the drishtis and all those things, right? Conjunctions. So, there are two principles of retrogression we have learned. Always treat retrogression by the Nadi principle, that it gives the result of the previous house. And number 2, think like it is also giving. When you are considering the Rashis, not the houses only, think it is only give the result of the 7th from itself. So, now do you see retrogression in a different way? Everyone? See, debilitated planet is not always bad. Debilitation can be good. Debilitated planet can be good. You know why? That I will be doing in some other time, debilitation planet being good. Okay? I am Cancer ascendant. I have Saturn in 10th house. I always thought my Saturn is bad. Saturn is not bad. Saturn is only telling you to work harder. And you will have got so many responsibilities. Right? And how that responsibility will manifest, that will be shown in the D9. And how you are going to solve the karma is going to be done through D10. But that is very advanced. I think today we cannot cover that. Because my Saturn is debilitated in Aries. Okay. Your Saturn is debilitated in Aries. Now, before moving forward, of those who are over here, debilitated and retro in Aries. Oh, then your Saturn, tell me, Priyaji, your Saturn is debilitated and retro in Aries. I don't know the house, but this will behave as if it is exalted. As if it is exalted. It depends on the house. Okay? So, shall I give some few tips? Saturn with moon. Oh, fantastic. In first house. Okay. So, you are an Aries ascendant. And with Aries moon sign. So, your Saturn is also giving the result of your 12th house. As well as 7th house. So, now, shall I give some tips on remedies or shall I move forward? If you want remedies, write remedies. I'm going to give you some remedies. Because you guys are retrogression done, exaltation, debilitation done. I think it's time for the remedies. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to give you a fantastic remedy. That remedy everyone can do. Okay? Everyone can do those remedies. Let's start. The remedies that I'm going to give you is got nothing to do with astrology, but with our Puranas. Okay? With our Puranas. Because once we follow Vedas and Puranas, we will be knowing the concepts which are very clear. In Narad Purana, Narad Muni himself has given the best remedy as possible for the Saturn. Best possible remedy for Saturn. He has stated, Shani's Charaya means Saturn which is transiting. But our birth chart is also something where Saturn is transiting. We are born, Saturn is always transiting. So, it states that, to be very frank, I am not going to say the Sanskrit slokas to make you much confused. So, suppose somebody's Saturn, say, where is Saturn now exactly? Let us do like this way. Where is Saturn now? Saturn is in Revati Nakshatra right now. Okay? Saturn is in Revati Nakshatra right now. So, any planet means, not any planet, Saturn in the Nakshatra of Revati, you have to find only one thing. Which planet? Saturn in Pisces now, yeah, but it is in the Nakshatra of Revati. So, the 27th Nakshatra. So, now you have to find the tree associated with Revati. You have to find the tree associated with Revati. Go and sit beside that tree, do puja of that tree, and your Saturn will be healed. That can be done for your Janma Nakshatra also. For your, means not for Janma, with Saturn, natal Saturn Nakshatra, as well as transiting Saturn Nakshatra. Shall I explain it to you once more? Shall I explain it to you once more? Just give me 1 minute. Yes. If you want, I will tell it once more because this is very important. This is said by Narada Muni himself. So, we shouldn't doubt him, right? Go to your chart if you think your Saturn is not good, it's debilitated, it's asta, means it's combusted. Suppose, sir, my Saturn is placed in Bharini. I have to Bharini Nakshatra tree. Exactly. You have to find Bharini Nakshatra tree. Saturn in Bharini. You have to find the tree associated with Bharini. And most probably, 1 minute. Most probably, if I am not wrong, the tree associated with Bharini is Amla. I may be wrong because it's sometimes, yeah, it's Amla. It's Amla. So go to Amla. Sit beside Amla. Do puja of Amla. Why? Why? It's not Yama. Yama is the deity. It said Yama is the deity. It's the god that rules over Bharini. It's not you have to search about Nakshatra trees. Okay? So, why the tree? Why Narad Muni has said tree? Because there has to be some scientific reason for it. Otherwise, because it's all connected, Amla food and eat. No, don't take eat. Don't just steer off Amla food and eat. It's about the tattvas. Saturn is what? Vayu tattva, it's wind. Saturn is Vayu tattva and it's wind. So, think, Rahu and Saturn both are Vayu tattva. So, when you are in that zone of that tree, that aura of that tree is also Jiva, right? That cleansing of that mind, that purity, that pure air of that tree is cleansing away the Vayu, the negative Vayu of Saturn from your body. Now this is not there for the Jupiter. He has not told that for Jupiter. He has not told that for Sun. But for Saturn, he has given this sort of remedies. And this is excellent remedy. I don't have Amla tree. Okay, don't worry. Don't have Amla tree, so go find one. You know why the remedies are so tough? Because sometimes the remedies that we want to do are not feasible. Original remedies that we try to do are not feasible. Yeah, plant an Amla tree, but it will take time to grow. But you can sit beside it. So, that's the way. Now, I think I am doing it for very long, but do you want me to continue? Or shall I do it in the next part? Because a lot of things are left. Conjunctions are left. Sade Sati are left. Sade Sati, conjunction and all those things are left. Then I think I have heard people say true remedies don't come. Yeah, true remedies don't come easily. True remedies don't come easily. It takes some time and then it will come. Because simple remedies are the remedies that we do because of our karma, as well as it is mainly, see, I am not against gemstones, I am not against anything. But the karma that you do is the biggest remedy that one can achieve. Anything, for any planet. Okay. So, shall I continue? Let me see the comments right now. I have 3 planets in 8th house and 3 in 10th house. I am so much naturally interested in astrology. See, 8th house planet, you have to activate the 8th house. Okay. Now, let us understand. I think this will be the last topic we will be doing. Or let's see. Let us understand one important thing, that is transit of Saturn. Transit of Saturn. Because every time when a transit will happen, everybody fears Saturn, everybody will feel, oh, now the problem will come. But as I have told you, in any transiting Saturn, the remedy is to go and worship that tree that is very much there. That means it's giving effect of, my Saturn is retro. That means it's giving the effect of Aquarius also. Saturn is in retro, I think in your Aries, right? Saturn is in Aries? Priyaji? Your Saturn was in Aries, no? I have seen the previous comments. If it is in Pisces, it will give the result of Aquarius. So, now, for any transiting Saturn, you have to check. But if the transit is concerned, transit is concerned, it is also giving the effect of Aries. That I have already done a video on the Saturn retrograde. I think you have not seen it. That clearly states that it will give the result of the previous house and how it is affecting us. So, now, any planet, let's consider for Saturn. Saturn transiting to any house, forget about the zodiac, from your ascendant, you have to do activities related to that house. Transit isn't permanent, but sometimes, see, transits from sometimes, dasha is more important. Transit will give you a window. Dasha is the timing. I am not talking about only Bhimshottari dashas. There are other dashas. Okay? There are sign dashas, there are nakshatra dashas, like Vimshottari dasha is a type of nakshatra dashas. So, any transit, any planet, so Saturn is suppose transiting somebody's to 8th house, he needs to do activities related to 8th house, then his Saturn is controlled. That is the karma part that you have to do. That is in additional to your birth chart. That is additional to your birth chart. You have to do these remedies. You have to activate that house. For example, Priyaji's Saturn is in 12th house, right? So, so 12th house, Priyaji will have to do meditation, will have to do spirituality. We'll have to do donations, dana, to activate the 8th house. 8th house, astrology, research, transformation like this. Yeah, you can do astrology. You can do research. Research about any topics, okay? It's not about practically doing a doctorate. Then you can do, you can be into insurance. So, these are the things that you can do. If you are into engineering, well and good. So, these are the things that needs to be taken care. In case of Saturn transit, then the transit is okay. So, whenever I say, because whenever Saturn is in transit, what is Saturn? Saturn is Kal. As I have started the video, I have told that Saturn is Kala, time. So, Saturn transit in any house will give you the opportunity of the time to work on that house. Everything from donation, meditation, spirituality, isolation started when Saturn's, then it's very good. Then it's very good. Then it's very good. Okay. Saturn is time, Saturn is Kal. So, that will happen. Now, should I do a last one more topic and then leave? One more topic. Now I know who procrastinate work, they continuously damage Saturn. Yes, obviously. Obviously. The last topic that I am going to do, I have got so many things in mind, but means I was going to do, now the topic that I am going to do is Sade Sati. Then I have a topic which is known as Puranpu, D1 to D9 connection, but I think a single day is not enough. Sir, one question isn't answered yet. Okay, give me 5, okay, first ask the question, then I will do the Sade Sati. Or you want me to do the, why Saturn is given the 8th and 12th house? See, Saturn is the natural significator of 8th and 12th house. What is 8th house? 8th house is the house of transformation, of Ayu, longevity. Right? It's the longevity. So, Saturn naturally rules over time. So, Saturn naturally rules over longevity. Saturn naturally rules over Ayu. Okay? And 12th house is the house of losses. Without losses, you cannot have pain. Loss of anything is only pain in our world. In a very simple language, if I am going to tell you, this is the thing. Now, the last thing which I am going to discuss, where this is the most debated topic, is Sade Sati. Whether we have Sade Sati or not. Because Sade Sati as a principle is not mentioned in any of the classics. And when I say Sade Sati, people will jump and say, where it is written. Right, where Sade Sati is written. In order to understand Sade Sati, we have to understand moon. I am going to give you a very simple sutra. Very simple sutra and the remedy of Sade Sati. Okay. The sutra is, I just passed Sade Sati. Oh my God, my personality changed. Obviously it will change. And I think Priyaji is going through Sade Sati. Now, what is moon? Moon is manas, that is mind. So any planet that comes in contact with moon, any planet that comes in contact with moon will reflect its Karak Tattvas or significators to the moon. Because moon is the second largest object in the sky that we can see. In fact, the largest object. Sun is there, then moon. Any planet which comes close to moon, it hides behind moon. Habitual to stress and hard work. Good, but there is things that you can do. So, whenever a planet, for example, Jupiter comes in contact with moon, Jupiter and moon are together in the birth chart, or moon is transiting to Jupiter, or Jupiter is transiting to moon. What will happen? The moon, which is naturally quiet, naturally your mind, okay, will start behaving like Jupiter. He will love knowledge. He will love wisdom. If Jupiter and moon is there in the horoscope, you will find those people are very much pleased when they are with satsang. Do you understand what is satsang? That is with wise people, knowledgeable people. They are always craving for the knowledge because Jupiter, because see, moon is reflective. Moon is reflective. Moon doesn't shine. Sun's light is reflecting on the moon. So moon is always reflective. Jupiter's Karak Tattvas are reflective, right? So similarly, when Saturn and Moon are close, Saturn's Karak Tattvas are there in the Moon, right? The reflective part is there in the BPHS. From there the Sare Sati comes, because Saturn is time, Saturn is slow, Saturn is cold, Saturn is hard work. And what is Moon? Moon is the fastest moving. Okay? Graha. Moon is the fastest moving Graha. And when that Moon is with Saturn, that mind is being slowed. That pain, that depression, that thing comes in. That is the principle of how Sarasati works. Have you ever heard this principle? How Saturn reflects its Karak Tattva towards Moon. Now Moon, the mind, is getting those Karak Tattvas of fear. Saturn is also fear. When there is pain, there is fear. So your mind is constant in fear. We have to go to the basics to understand these things. Now, for example, what I have, suppose someone's moon is in the 4th house, say in Aries ascendant, Saturn over here in the 3rd house, 4th house and 5th house will create what is known as Sare Sati. Sare Sati. Why? This is 2.5 years, this is 2.5 years, this is 2.5 years. So it is making 7.5 years. This is Sare Sati. Now, there is a advanced notation in it. Upon research, I have forgot that person's name. Very sorry. If I remember, I am going to write it in the chat later on. Suppose your moon is in, let's say, 25 degrees. So Sarasati is spanning between 3 zodiacs. This is 30 degree, this is 30 degree, and this is 30 degree. Right, so 30, this is the total span. The total span of this is 90 degree. Total span of this Sarasati is 90 degree. Take this mean, take this degree of moon as mean. If you can't understand, you can tell me. So, this is 25 degree. Consider this 25 degree as the mean. Right? And the total Sarasati is of 90 degrees. Now, since it is 90 degrees, we take 45 degrees from moon and 45 degrees in this side and 45 degrees on this side. 45 degrees from moon we take 45 degrees and from here we take 45 degrees. Okay? Backward 30 degree, forward 30 degree, yeah. But let's take this as the mean, then it will become 90 degree like this way. Right? So 25 degree. So whenever Saturn is entering Taurus, his Sarasati is not starting. Whenever Saturn is entering Taurus, Sarasati is not starting. Whenever Sarasati will start when it is within 45 degrees of moon. Are you clear? Everyone clear? So this is how a Sarasati. Now, how to improve your Sarasati? That is very simple. Anybody born with a Saturn Moon combination or facing a Sarasati, there is a simple remedy to it. Do you want to listen to remedy, that simple remedy? Very simple. You will laugh at it. You will laugh on hearing this remedy. Seriously. My second phase of Sarasati was so painful. Okay, let me give you the remedy. What is Saturn? Saturn is karma. What is moon? What is moon? Moon is mind. I am confident moon is mind. But what is moon? Moon is also movement. Moon is also movement. So during Sarasati, or those who have Saturn Moon combination in their natal chart, start traveling. Whenever there is an opportunity, travel. That will bring peace to your mind. But there is also a solution to it. Moon is also your daily income. Whoever has got Saturn and Moon, and if Moon is highly afflicted, their daily income will fluctuate. Their daily income will fluctuate. So, what can we do for that? Traveling alone will not increase that daily income. Will it? No. Then there is a simple remedy is start accepting whatever work is given to you. Do not fear work. Do not fear karma. Moon is manas, your mind. Your mind has accepted that whatever work comes to me, I will do it. Whatever works comes to me, I will do it. I am gonna do it. Okay? So if you are in that mentality, that attitude, then Sarasati, Saturn Moon will not affect you. It will be again good, those who are having Saturn Moon in their natal chart, if they can start business in traveling or water related business. Moon is also water. Okay, sea water specifically. So any water related business, any travel related business, or a job which requires frequent traveling will calm down the Saturn Moon afflictions. So I hope this session, this is my first live, so I was a little bit setting up all those things, the cameras, which I'm not accustomed to, because when I take classes I do Zoom, and I thought that no, I will be not doing any Zoom or all those things. Let me take up my whiteboard and start. So I think I hope that you guys have understood what I have told you. Right? So till next time we will be seeing you. A lot of things learned, sir. Never heard these many concepts. Thank you. So but what to do about constant fear and constant self-worth? Okay, see, I am going to do, because these things cannot be covered, please tell me next class time. Okay, next lifetime I am going to tell you. I will be posting that very soon. In the next class, I will be discussing about another topic, But okay, Priyaji, I will be discussing about how to tackle these combinations of Moon with Saturn, Saturn with Mars, Saturn with Rahu, Saturn with Ketu, and obviously, let's see, I am going to inform you. ठीक है? I also have Moon in 8th house. I also stay mostly in fear and emotional pain. See, do not fear. Do not fear. Okay? Do the Panchakshari mantra, but that the method of the mantra will change depending on your chart. Can be Om Namah, can be Namah Shivaya, can be Shivaya Namah. Okay? So that things need to be seen from the chart. So till next time, I'm closing in Namah Shivaya. Good night, everyone. See you soon next time.